Welcome back to your first series of the day, culminating into Game 3. It's all tied up one apiece between Nemiga and VP, and yet again, just going to reiterate, this is a super important series, now a super important individual game in the middle of the table for Div 1 in Eastern Europe. And both these teams are looking to keep themselves out of relegation, but potentially get themselves into top 3 to try and head towards Bali, Waga.
Yeah, I think this is a very important game here for both of them, obviously, as we have, just now down to a best of one after what was a very dominant performance in, I want to say, the first game with the Timbersaw, the Medusa. It looked great for Nemiga, but it was an outdraft. And game 2, VP swing back hard when they get a good draft themselves. They show the value of the Bloodseeker here, and now suddenly it's all a best of one, where this can decide, so much for the tiebreak situation, but also are they going to be able to get some bigger payoff here? And what I want to see is high emphasis on the safe lanes in this game and getting good, safe lane to offlane matchup, safe lane to safe lane matchup, and how we're going to see the impact there. Because last game, that Bloodseeker, I think the way he got away with the early game there just made the game almost unplayable. And TA, despite me feeling like that should have been a pretty good matchup for him against the Axe, it didn't work out nearly as well as I had expected for him there. Maybe a little bit of a misplay on the lane, because I think you can dominate that lane pretty heavily. But Nemiga, they need to come back and figure out what went wrong. They're gonna go ahead and ban out the Bloodseeker. They also remove the Pugna, which has gone sort of ignored. The Pugna Storm combination been kind of left open, but this time gonna get rid of the Pugna as well, and they're gonna open up with
Techies.
Probably Techies.
Virtus.pro
or Bat Rider. One of those. The Doom.
Okay, so
it's like one of those two, the three, 4 heroes.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of solid opens. They take up the Doom, and banning out the Bloodseeker is always a good start for picking the Doom, because Doom is also, same as Beastmaster, one of the heroes that struggles against Bloodseeker and his continuous sustainability in the lane. But it's a good foundation for your offlane there. You can definitely go for Doom Techies if it's not stolen by Virtus.pro. However, FNG, very happy to play that Techies. I don't think they're going to let it through. I think they're going to just take it, and there it is. FNG Techies once more.
Yeah, I mean, they could also think about Techies Beastmaster. Like, FNG has played the majority of Techies, but I don't think they're too afraid to give it to Seyush. I have some strong offlane with the Techies.
I think Beastmaster is a good call, because Notice probably wants to get, he had a good game on Axe there, but he probably wants to get to play his Beastmaster as well, which is a hero that he performs really well on, and there's already guaranteed there's no Bloodseeker.
Yeah, it's by far his favorite hero. Yeah, like I was saying in the previous game, he's played it like 6 or 7 out of the last 11 games, and when it's available, he's like, yeah, thank you very much. Beastmaster for me.
Yeah, this is stock standard opening 1-2 combo from VP as you can ask for in the current patch, but same can be said for Nemiga so far, going for that Doom. We'll see what they want to pair it up with as well here.
That's time.
Probably.
Ooh, okay, changing things up a little bit. Early Pango pick, but they've already covered with the Bloodseeker ban. Now they've got triple ban to make it even easier for him.
Okay, yeah. I mean, there's definitely a way to go about it as well, and that gives them a little bit more time to decide what you're gonna throw as the combination here with Doom. And Pango, another of Malreen's comfort heroes, they can very happily play here. Shielding it with a few good bans should be completely fine going into it in the second phase. VP, wonder what they will remove here. They're gonna remove Undying, so concerned about lane dominators.
I can make life real hard for a Beastmaster. Going up against an Undying, just spamming decay on you. Still these kind of double pick potential heroes later on, right? You've got that ability to go back to the Kotl as VP. Think about that Kotl Terrorblade. A Terrorblade with a Beastmaster against a Doom and a Pango.
Yep, I'm decent. Totally on board with that. I think that would be definitely a good way to go about their draft right now. As Nemiga, they ban out Queen Storm and Void, so really just Malreen clearing out heroes that he doesn't want to have to deal with on his Pango on mid. All of those could be a little bit difficult matchups.
5 seconds.
I'll just try and make his lane stage a little easier. And support's being banned out by VP, so focusing quite heavily on these position 5s. Undying, Disruptor, so bad. Yeah, and Hellscream being focused with a Skyrath Mage ban into a Wind Ranger. So Nemiga doing a bit of the banning for VP.
Yeah, a little bit for sure, because she doesn't really want to lane against the Queen of Pain. She doesn't want to lane against some of these heroes. But Wind Ranger is, you know, very potent at bringing down the Pango during the roll. She's also a hero that can at least get the focus fire out first, and then even if you doom her, she keeps focus firing. So that's something nice for her as well. And very high mobility. She has not had the best success yet in competitive Dota, but it's also a very small sample size. So I would not really say too much about her win rate so far in competitive because it's so few games. But overall, in the bigger sample size of just high-level ranked games, her win rate is absurd. Her pick rate is absurd. Both of them are amazing. So I definitely think the hero is very potent. She does get brought down a little bit by coordination, which is why you could say she's not going to work as well in a really coordinated environment like competitive. But she also synergizes well. You have Beastmaster now and a Wind Ranger. That's chain stuns available. You have good vision for power shotting people far away. Nemiga though, they go for the Enchantress here, giving themselves an early dispel against the Wind Ranger's win run.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of similar. We used to have these conversations about the Pango in the previous patch when he was so powerful in terms of how do you deal with him? What do you do against this Pango? And it was always like, yeah, pick your Bloodseeker, have someone who disables through roll, or you have someone who disables through roll and you have this range clicker like a Drow or a Wind Ranger that can just stand there and punch him and get that physical damage in.
10
yeah,
seconds
definitely.
remaining.
That is some useful stuff to have. But the combination here of the Ench and TB, I like it because now with Ench and Doom, Wind Ranger will struggle to be safe. If she gets close to Doom, she risks just tanking that ulti. If she gets close to Wind Runner, to Ench, she can just get dispelled. So has to be very cautious about that. But then there's going to be a Pango rolling around, so you have to position a lot around that. And now there's a TB as well, which, you know, early on he won't be able to hit you because no MKB, but I like the way that Nemiga are setting things up here. Still though, I probably favor VP a little bit more. We'll see what the fourth hero is going to be that they add into the mix now that they know Terrorblade is here. I would like to see even more good lockdown and even more burst magic damage.
Yeah, the kind of flex option is still there with the techies, depending where they want to put him. This is probably going to be the Seosh hero, as techies is likely, or is likely going to be in the hands of FNG.
Yeah.
What do you need? Like, you want some more lockdown? Is that like in the form of single target or team fight, AoE?
Almost a Skyrath would have been good for them. I think you want single target capabilities, but AoE damage is not bad against Terrorblade as well. I think they need more kill threat during the Beastmaster Roar, like some quick way to dispose of the enemy.
Radiant team back.
Mirana, okay, so they are on a pattern here, Gareth. 4 universal heroes. So universal. Yeah. Oh, I see the strategy now. I've seen the light, Gareth. They're just gonna buy Iron Branches and they win this game.
Circlets and Iron Branches all the way home.
It's over.
It does make that lane super solid, though. I mean, this Wind Ranger still could be mid or safe lane, but it's looking like Mirana Beastmaster, Techie's Wind Ranger. Maybe this last pick for Squadix at the very end. We'll see what they end up picking, though. As Nemiga still need their secondary support, right? They need some kind of hero to get in there with the Doom and the Pango.
They do. You could also run Wind Ranger mid against Pango. It's not a bad lane, like it's very playable. So they could either go for Curatic Hero last or Squadix Hero last on VP. We'll see what Nemiga are going to focus, spending at the Monkey King.
5 seconds
Looks like they are expecting it to be a mid Wind Ranger, most likely. I like the Mirana though. Mirana was a good choice because one good thing against TB as well is having Moonlight Shadow. That protects you really well. Obviously everyone on your team getting a little bit of movement speed, but also having that invis. It's hard for the opponents to have vision everywhere. When you run away from TB in his meta form, you can kite it a little bit easier.
Just having Starstorm against TB in lane as well. Magic damage, illusion clear feels real handy. I'm still respecting this Bat Rider. Banning out the support Bat of Hellscream, which has been a thorn in the side of a number of these teams.
Virtus.pro
CK getting banned out as well, so Nemiga definitely still on the carry pattern. Could be a good hero. Again, you want sustainability on that safe lane to be able to deal with the Doom and Enchantress harassment. You've seen how annoying Enchantress can be in laning stage, especially paired up with the Doom.
10 seconds remaining.
Who is a universal position 4 hero?
5 seconds
Nyx?
remaining.
Venge? Like what is the hero that rounds things out for VP?
For VP? Oh, you mean for Nemiga? Because I think Nemiga wants a support hero here to add in, but I think VP are still looking for a carry.
Oh, right, yeah, of course. Well, it's a universal carry then. They still need universal heroes.
I mean, you could still go
Radiant team
Magnus.
Yeah.
Still doable, you know? He's universal. I don't think
Lone
they will,
Druid.
but they can.
Abaddon.
Yeah.
Oh.
Abaddon has actually increased a lot in popularity lately. He isn't convincing me
10
yet,
seconds
though.
remaining.
I've seen people have success with it, but his stat gain is so terrible. It's absolutely atrocious. He has
5
like
seconds
1.2
remaining.
and 1.3 agi and int or something.
Yeah.
So his gains are just not really there, man. And that's where a lot of the other successful universal heroes are. They're just having more impact from their stats. Rubik gets
Rubik.
pretty good Rubik game. A lot of good spells to steal here, I would say. I mean, anything that Windranger has apart from her ulti is amazing. The arrow could be great. Roar could be fantastic. Even the Hawk could be good. We'll not chat.
10 seconds remaining.
Instant lift against Techie's Blast Off. Wind Run, leaps. Always going to be
5
handy when you've got these
seconds
maneuverable heroes that are a little bit slippery, and the rest of your squad doesn't really offer that much lockdown. You've got Doom and Rolling Thunder, but in terms of catch and stuns, Rubik is going to have to do a bit of heavy lifting here.
Last pick is going to
VP.
be Alchemist.
Now
Alchemist.
select your
Okay.
heroes.
I'm on board with that. I mean, they have great chain stun now, so they have really good lockdown for the Terrorblade before he gets Sunder out. They have ways to control the Pangolier, and they get a bit of minus armor as well. And now they have minus armor, attack speed aura, tons of universal heroes. This bodes for a lot of right-click damage in this game. And I also think Alchemist can be pretty hard to shut down in 733 overall. The map and how it plays, you just find a lot of time and space as a safe laner compared to previous patches.
Yeah, especially when in lane you're probably not going to be under that much pressure. Again, Nemiga kind of waiting for the level 6s before they can probably team fight and catch up to people.
Yeah,
And
kind of.
Scorched Earth and Fade Bolt are going to be a little annoying, but
10
I think
seconds
FNG is just going to tank the deaths.
I think, yeah, it's
5 seconds
it's going to
remaining.
be irritating for him, but I think he's going to be able to get decent farm. Like you said, FNG is going to have to use his body as a shield here. Techies does do tremendous damage in the laning stage, so he can kind of keep pressure. But the issue is once Vanguard comes up in Doom, Techies does no damage, and Alchemist and Techies, none of them really threaten the Doom, so Doom should have a fantastic game here, and that's a bit concerning for VP, because Doom getting an early Vanguard, get that early Octarine and Midas going, and then you have TB scaling as well, and you have Malrine on his Pango. I see 3 big threats kind of brewing for Nemiga, whereas VP, it all comes down to execution, really. How much are we going to see Squadix take over the game on his Windranger? Is, noticed on his Beastmaster going to have a fantastic game? If so, Terrorblade could struggle. TB is an illusion-based hero, and illusions do heal Beastmaster Aghanims as though he dealt damage to a hero fully. So it's one of the few things in the game where Spell Lifesteal actually works on illusions. Generally, Spell Lifesteal doesn't. Beastmaster Aghanim's an exception, and it makes him exceptionally good against illusion-based heroes. So if he gets that nice start in Aghanims early, then TB could struggle a bit against that.
And there's loads of moving parts here. We'll find out how things unfold. Game 3 coming up after this quick video from EGB.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system, welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
Oh, there we go. Game 3 here as we get ourselves across the map into the river and find out what's in front of us. And you were kind of alluding to this with the Beastmaster Aghanim Scepter, this potential for Alchemist TB to farm up. Game 2, pretty heavy on the ancient stacks and guarding your triangle. I assume we're going to see a similar thing here, and so bad probably, well, already coming in behind to get some sentries down.
Yeah, Oh, he's so sneaky, man. Getting that little sentry is going to be so annoying that you don't have Ancient spawning immediately. It's pretty funny to me that all of them are standing there and nobody realizes what just happened. And
30
coming
seconds to battle.
coming up around there for that sentry. Big value. And you're completely right on the money there. The Beastmaster always wants those Ancient stacks. The issue is there are 2 Ancient camps. This is only one of them. He can still stack up the other one with the board. So he's still going to be able to generate quite a bit of gold.
Something just to irritate them. Keep the supports on their toes, buying sentries all the time. There's some high ground wards coming out already.
Battle begins.
The one across the river for the Radiant.
Yep.
Just watching out the rune spots.
Just a safe 2 for 2. No shenanigans here on the runes. So good start for both mid laners here. Going to be even Steven. The Pango versus the Wind. I would favor the Wind a little bit in that matchup. But Malrine on his Pango definitely knows his ins and outs on this hero.
Oh, it sure does. You know, I've seen him pop off several times. So I've seen plenty of this safe lane Wind Ranger. I know mid lane was the most popular role for it for quite some time. Definitely was played at the major by a fair number of these high-level mid laners. Is there a big difference in item builds in terms of mid-wind?
No, they're incredibly similar, actually. It's not going to be very different. I mean, the main difference is that you, on mid lane, do go for the bottle early on and try to rely on more rune pickups. But other than that, you're going to scale into similar things. You're going to go for those bracers, magic sticks, power treads, go for Gleipnir, and play heavily around Gleipnir. Then, obviously, as well, could go Maelstrom into the BKB first and then back for Gleipnir, but also looks like a good Linken's game for him against Sunder and Doom. So probably we'll see Linken's be an option for him at some point.
Now looking into these other lanes, FNG having that 1v1 battle with Hellscream and Techie's winning it, giving Kiratek a great time to start off his lane, already concocting out the Doom. They've done a lot of early pressure here to the level 1 heroes of Nemiga. As we know, this level 2 Doom with Infernal Blade and Hellscream once he gets to Telekinesis. You displace FNG's Techies and could look for simple kills.
Yeah, could look for something, but yeah, exactly like you pointed out, the Techies is shielding the Alchemist early game here and giving him a good start, letting him see us pretty undisturbed. And mid lane, looking at it, 11-2 for the Pango so far, 8-0 for the Windrunner. So Malrine getting a pretty good start, can go and control the top rune. And Wind Ranger pretty late on the bottle here.
Yeah.
Not gonna get ruined. This is actually really bad for Squadix. If he can't get the refill in time, he is gonna get it, but he will be in a little bit of a exposed position here.
Yeah, have to come back and catch the wave. Bottle now delivered.
Yeah, he didn't get the bottle up the water rune though. He just has to drink now, so gonna be lower on resources than Malrine.
Malrine sitting pretty. Down in that bottom lane, Noticed and Sayers, they've hit level 2, killing off Hellbears with arrows. The Violence Terrorblade, 12-2 so far, seemingly untouched. As up at top, grenades and bombs being thrown out left and right. FNG very low, and Kiratek being hounded back by Vaz's Doom. That's where the difficulties begin.
Yeah, this is with Devour, by the way. So didn't skill the Infernal Blade, but went for Devour, had a speed aura creep. That's usually a pretty big decisive factor if you're going to go for Devour or not, if you find a really good creep to take. And the movement speed creep is fantastic. It helps so much for chasing people down, running away from people, or just repositioning, not just for yourself, but also for the Rubik in this lane, enjoying that extra 12% speed.
And Kiratek does grab up every single one of those last hits under the acid spray. And a good blast off onto Hellscream. Blood grenade and body blocks. Telekinesis there, but the concoction follows in first blood. Grabbed up by the Alchemist.
Yeah, can be very happy there. Get himself almost the entire power tread, sending out boots. And as well as the belt, I believe, coming out. Yep, and the salve.
Great to get your first blood on the Alch. Already off to a very strong start. Straight up concoction into Vazia.
Yeah. Holding the lane in a good position here on mid. The Squadix has to go and refill. And yeah, we see Kiratek, you know, being run down by Vazia a little bit there. But he has a stack on the small camp. So he can go back there. Alchemist gonna try and get some farm here as well. Avoid being hit by the break creeps. Keep his Grievous greed going.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower
Irritating little fellas. Vazia going for a little bit of a dive. Just give the pressure on the Alch as that wave crashes onto tier 1. Get some free damage on the Techies as well.
Oh, big lift play going in.
Lift to dive the tower. Blast off required from FNG. Alchemist trying to salve up and dip away from the danger, but with the telekinesis grab back, and Vazia, level 2 Scorched Earth coming to an end. They don't have enough to finish off the Alch, but they've put him in a serious position.
There's no HP. I mean, this is a terrible spot to be. Right now, you could die to Hellscream just wrapping around and finding one more Fade Bolt. FNG is going to salve up himself, as salving up the Alchemist wouldn't really do that much in the first place. Alchemist is going to head back all the way to base here, so good little win for Nemiga, even though you didn't get a kill. Sometimes forcing the opponent to walk back to base without, you know, any way to come back quickly. You have to walk all the way and then TP.
Malrine getting shackled under tower. Taking a lot of hits here from Squad X.
Look for the power shot. Get it. Not even gonna try. It's level 3. He could have, you know, at least attempted to go for the power shot there.
Vazia diving top again. FNG has the backup of the Alchemist, who returns into the lane. And throws another couple of mines at him. But FNG got to be careful. There's Hellscream coming back in as bottom. Violent and so bad. Takedown noticed. And stays alive. FNG about to die up top. He's holding a blood grenade, but oh, Hellscream getting blocked in by the creeps. Can't keep giving chase.
Wow, he gets away. Can't believe they actually found a way to sneak away from that one, but he's gonna be very happy to live. And yeah, that kill bottom lane gonna help out the laning stage a little bit here of the Terrorblade. 33 and 4 for his last hit. So right now, doing pretty damn good for himself. And you see again the Enchantress impact laning stage, very strong.
Yeah, I mean, every time I've looked down there, Sobad's been doing a great job at splitting the lane, making sure wild axes aren't being applied to multiple heroes or hero plus wave, making sure the 1v1 against Mirana is being won. Now Sayosh is realizing, hey, Ancients are blocked, I've got to deward this. Beastmaster has started stacking Ancients for himself, but you've also got Sobad coming in and stealing creeps from the large camp. Taking away a lot of farm.
Such a late deward though, because that sentry was timing out anyway right now, and that's 6 minutes of no spawn. Top, Doom, in a little bit of trouble. Gonna be fine though. Has that Vanguard and tank the spells, so should be fine.
Yeah, alright for now. TB Illusion causing problems for the Beastmaster Boar. Trying to delay or make sure that stack doesn't come. But he'll get there in the end.
Yeah, we have Wisdom Rune spawning. Gonna be a 1-for-1 trade here. Nobody really getting the edge. Both teams gonna go for the Ancient stack as well at the same time.
Who's coming out on top in this? Like, kills and net worth seems reasonably even, but I just have this feeling that the Radiant are having a better time of things.
Yeah, I would say so. I think even though there are big Ancient stacks being prepared by Dire here and Beastmaster can fall back on that, I think getting a good start on Terrorblade is massive. This hero farms so fast when he decides to go jungle, but if he can get a nice start until he decides to, on his own, go top, Doom is going to go down.
They bring the numbers up here. Power shot to make sure he dies. That was blast off, concoction, shackle shot required. If the Wind Ranger didn't get there, Doom probably survives that, honestly.
Yeah, mid tower though being pressured, and here we see what Eng players love to do. Gets that enchant level 2. Arrow protects it though, a little bit sloppy by Sobad letting the arrow kill off the centaur. Top.
So then he grabs a melee creep to come back in as Hellscream. Does get taken down. Squadic stuck around for that bonus kill. FNG being eyed up by Malrine. Thinking about the Rolling Thunder, but a blast off up to high ground. Not going to give him the safety that he thought. A good swashbuckle from the Pango takes him out.
We get a very nice connection here. Sayu has to be careful. That hurts so badly.
That's a lot of damage. What's being signaled out there? TB is like, guys, Ancient stack over on this right side. Can they contest it, or is this something that they just want to try and find the Beastmaster while he's farming it?
They could orchestrate a move for it. They have the Pango ulti, and they're trying to go there when he's farming it. They're saying he's not on the lane right now. That's what TB is calling. Like, he thinks that he's already farming it on Beast. Beast wants to get one more stack. He wants all the stacks. But if they go over there now with Pango, having ulti available, this could be a good time to try and steal.
There's a bit of dire vision near the Ancients watching the river to see who comes, but Malrine has gone round a long way. Tier 1 tower still up in front of them. Sobad's going to cross the bridge, scout things out, and see that Ancients have been started.
They removed this tower, that gives access to this Ancient. So this tower is really important, and right now it doesn't look like Dire are mounting any real defense here.
No, they're having their melee creep stolen. TP with Metamorphosis. Clears through the building quickly. So now the Ancients are open.
Yeah, this is access. We're gonna go up and have a look. Did he ward the bird?
40 gold. Nice bit of change there for the TB.
And so bad.
So
Sees
bad.
all the stacks. Watch out, so bad. There's a lot of them. Don't want to tank that. Don't have untouchable yet.
Oh, here be dragons. In the meantime, Squad X gets a little bit of farming time. Treads Bracer on his way to Maelstrom. Still not comfortable showing his face when there are so many hidden heroes from Nemiga. There's Rubik, there's Doom, could pop out of the woodwork at any moment. And another active rune for Malrine. Feels like he's got every single one of them.
He's getting... I think he got every single one. He had the regen before, and then... Yeah.
Illusion before that.
Yeah, he got every single rune. I mean, if you press enter right now, all you see is Malrine. His name is covering the screen. All the rune pickups.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, you're right. Regen, bounty, 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 invis. He's having a great time. Notice, still trying to chip away at these Ancients.
Oh.
His boar has been turned against
They're here
him.
to steal. Look at Malrine, though. Clutch.
Oh, my God. Here comes the money.
And the Fade Bolt. They're trying to get all of it. One more wild axis. Ship is securing a few of them.
Another swashbuckle.
Oh,
Okay,
that's-
some big ones.
That's a good steal. Low commitment as well. They didn't force the big fight. They just came there, took a few hundred gold, you know, a lot of experience, especially that. Beastmaster now only level 7. He kind of wanted to get, you know, the sole experience for farming up a lot of these stacks, but instead there were 6 heroes around. Gotta cut that pie in many small pieces.
Under attack. Radiant are scanning.
Moving out with the smoke here. VP angling towards mid, but then spreading kind of wide into this bottom jungle. FNG doesn't have an obs ward, so they're not going for any deep vision placement. He's going to scout the TB, blast off onto him, place some mines down. Violent going to clear out one, but the second, the Sunder, the Violent turnaround, the TB stays alive. FNG, I mean, he was close. You could see the idea there, just didn't pay off.
That was a nice attempt. Considering he didn't have a reactive taser, I thought there was no way that he's gonna get that kill. And ultimately, he didn't get the kill. Violent did a good job killing off one of the mines and then moving away from another one. A little bit of a misclick there, perhaps by Techie's not getting things exactly where you want them. But that was a very low probability play. If it worked, it would be insane. That would be like, not game winning, but it would be very upsetting to a TB to die to a
That's a
solo
morale
Techie.
boost.
Yeah.
Big morale boost for sure. Marana denies the arcane rune bottom, so Malrine not going to get the perfect streak of rune grabs. And this has all been space and time for this Kiratic Alchemist to build things up. And they're trying to get onto Vazzy here, but a good Hurricane play will get in the distance away from the concoction as VP bring numbers up top. And that's now your Midas timing on the Doom.
Yeah, he is going for the full greed play. I like that. Go for the Vanguard, go for the Midas, and the mana boots they're sending out as well now, signaling to me he's gonna go for that Octarine, and I think they should be comfortable here in taking this game late. Don't really get stressed out about the fact that there is an Alchemist. Instead, lean into your Doom, your TB, your Pango. I really identify Radiant here as a triple threat, whereas VP, it feels like they're more on timing. They have a bigger pressure to make something happen. They got Portal down bottom.
Yeah, I mean, Violent is down here. Terrorblade, Sticky Bomb, Blood Grenade, Sunder not ready, so the Roar and the kill with the Techie's Mines. Great pick off for VP.
He was channeling
Negative.
the portal from below as well. Interesting, I didn't know you could do that. He was like standing on the low ground above the portal, channeling it,
Oh, yeah.
trying to go through to top. But obviously he gets picked off there, but that was a nice little trick I learned there from Violent. Thank you, Violent.
Yeah, cool attempt. Right, they're dead even in the odds now. I mean, game 3. It's coming to this. Super close between both these squads.
So hard to
1.8
say.
to 1.8.
Yeah, so hard to say who's gonna really come out ahead. I do think I favor Nemiga a little bit more, but on the other hand, VP are a little bit sharper in execution when things are even. You know, if draft is even, everything is even. I think VP is just maybe a little bit the stronger team to me. So this is very tough to say.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, it's felt like any team with FNG on it, that shot calling, right? You've got the driving force behind you. Everyone's on the same page.
Yeah, he's an experienced leader. Had a lot of time to lead many different constellations of teams.
Yes. Many.
I have a
So
good story with FNG. I remember
Oh,
him
yeah?
and him and Illidan were stuck at a hotel. I had to save their lives. Well, at least from being
Where
stuck
were
on the
you?
wrong side of a glass door, until I couldn't open the door from my side. They couldn't open the door from their side. They thought, until they realized about 40 seconds later that the door opened the other way in. So.
Oh no!
I mean, it was a very funny moment. They were like standing there banging on the door, like asking me to come over and help them, and then I was like, I can't open it from this side. What do you mean?
The Dota player's one downfall is a door you have to pull. They know all about pushing, but they can't pull a door open.
Can't pull to save his life. No. He's an aggressive support player, okay?
Are scanning.
Oh goodness.
Radiant are scanning.
Actually, I think it
Poor
was
guys.
it was that they needed to pull. I think they tried pulling, but they had a button that opened it towards them.
Oh.
And they didn't see the button. But it was pretty funny to me.
The hidden button. Vazia, the hidden doom, that secures his safety as his Moonlight Shadow migration from VP. We're closing in on him. And just protecting the Alchemist. So this timing window for VP, it's the Alch, right? It's his Blink BKB now.
Yeah, you want to play. I mean, you could play a little bit around his BKB, though it's probably going to be the Blink as well that you need. When you get the 2 items, that's really going to be gold time. Because I think the game is slipping. They do, however, have something big for them now. The Aghanims is completed over on the Beastmaster. So with Aghanims on Beast, and then the Radiance on Alchemist, you have 2 heroes that are rapidly farming and also have AoE damage in team fights. I mean, if you walk in on TV with Radiance and Aghanims from Beastmaster as well, the illusions will just melt. You're gonna do so much AoE magic damage. It's like
So this is... Yeah. So... this is probably like boomer statement, and I'm a little stuck in my
Going
ways.
down, roar, arrow combo. Yeah, sorry.
Poor little Ench. With heroes like Wind Ranger, Queen of Pain, we often refer to them as momentum heroes, and the necessity to do well in lane, come out, get kills, and kind of snowball. Is that true anymore of Wind Ranger now she's a universal hero? Does she scale much better?
It's not really true for Wind Ranger. She can scale really hard just with item progression and going late, but I do think that he wanted to have more impact in terms of finding kills and finding objectives across the map here.
Radiant's bottom tower
But
is under attack.
no, you're
It's
still
not like
pretty happy.
devastating for you.
Yeah, I think Queen is more, reliant on getting kills non-stop, whereas Wind Ranger kills are very nice, but she can still also play the farm
Radiant's
game and try and go
bottom
late game.
tower has fallen.
Okay. That makes sense.
He's going for the Gleipnir. He had a BKB queued up, which I wouldn't actually prefer for him. Instead, just go for a Gleipnir and go for the Lincoln Sphere here, I think, against the Doom and the
Radiant's
Sunder,
bottom
the
tower
Lift.
is under
It's
attack.
very good Lincoln's game. And Lincoln's is a fantastic damage item for Universal heroes.
Big old stats. And Kiritix really has picked up the pace. 3-0-0, and his lane stage went well. He's been just farming through all these neutral camps, ancient stacks, building it up. 12,500 net worth, about to crack 13, so that's Blink Dagger 600 gold away from the Alch. And that's that moment in time. VP are going to feel really good about themselves. Beastmaster also doing pretty damn well after clearing out his bottom lane completely. Aghanim Scepter Vanguard done, building out the Crimson. That's going to match up with the Doom's Crimson. Everyone's going to be super tanky. These fights are going to go on forever, Waga.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of sustainability coming in, but the Crimson on Doom, I think I disagree with here, because the game is so farm heavy. I said that I love the idea for him to go with Octarine. Vaja going back for this fighting item. It's only 3 to 5, and we don't have non-stop fights going on. I think you could scale, get yourself ahead even more, and try to propel your momentum. The Crimson, I can understand it though. It will protect you from wind. He just dooms the techies.
Yeah, he does. Come here,
Invis, though,
FNG.
that means he's gonna be fine. Mirana Invis is a simple solution. Rubik Dust,
Invisibility
not gonna
equals
find anyone.
invulnerability.
Yeah. Invincibility. He can't be brought down that easily, and that's Doom on cooldown. So now a big window here for VP if they do want to make something happen, and they just hit their timing. Blink, BKB available on Alchemist. They have full Crimson Guard on the Beastmaster as well. Wind Ranger just about to send out Atos as well. I think they should go and do something right now.
Yeah, they're ready. They've prepped this up. They've pushed out bottom. They've moved into mid, gathering around tier 1 with a Hawk in behind. But Nemiga are in the Roche pit. So they're losing this tier 1 tower and feeling real happy about this. They spent the Doom. VP hitting their timing is meant to be swarming and running at them. a free Roshan. It's been scanned out by the Dire. They might be too late to get here. Rainbow TPs coming into fight. They know they need to do something about this. Roshan, 1,000 HP remains. In we jump. Bypasses the Rolling Thunder, and Alk is in the pit. Roshan nearly dead. Violent standing his ground. The Shackle Shot is there. Violent TB, but the Thunder not coming. He got the Aegis, got the kill. VP storming forward. Gonna clear them out. Malrine doesn't have anything left. Gonna get concocted and slapped down by Noticed with the drums. The bingo bango slum drums take him out.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
With the god play there. He just blinks right over that, comes in with a massive play. Oh, that was absolutely dreamy for him there. The initiation could not have gone better. Gets the Aegis, so now they got the mid tower, and they get the Roche, and they get the Aegis, and they get a team fight win, and now they're gonna push top. And Tormentor.
And they get Tormentor?
Yeah, Tormentor. And to stack the enemy Ancients on top of it is just keep going. Actually, yeah, they still get the stack too. Look at that. Everything is coming up VP right now. Just perfect all around for them. Okay, the game went from being, you know, pretty damn good for Nemiga and looking pretty nice. But on the back of that one Doom usage on the techies, a lot of things unfolded. And I want to say, if it wasn't for him using Doom there, maybe VP wouldn't have been incentivized to go for that high tempo play on mid and the Roche play. You know, having Doom available, maybe you could have done something differently. Tough to say, but a lot of what ifs. Ultimately, VP are the ones who are massively in the lead now.
Wait, Alk has just gone from like 12k net worth to 15. He just finished off his blink. He's going to have Assault Cuirass soon.
Yep. Yeah, he just kind of skyrocketed there. I mean, that was a flawless fight for him.
And Squadix, second kill of the game. Wind Ranger right on that Enchantress. And your high ground is being pushed in here. Arrow sliding in, misses Malrine barely, but Rolling Thunder, he roared up and killed. Doesn't even get it off in time. He's dead by his tier 3. A double kill for Squadix as the Wind Ranger finds another one in mid. It is falling apart. Nemiga are unraveling.
Yeah, that's also, I mean, this is so painful. You don't even have buyback on the Pango. Now the push is coming high ground. TP is nowhere near ready to fight. I think they can keep going. VP, I wouldn't blame them if they decide to back here, but this is a great spot to just keep pressuring. You have no reason to really stop them.
Yeah, you pop the Crimson Guard on your buildings, try and delay them from coming in. Chemical Rage is on cooldown for 20 seconds, but there's Outcast Aegis and BKB still yet to play with. Impetus shots and a reflection chipping away at Kiratic a little bit. They've still got that Hawk vision to cover their retreat. And Virtus.pro, they're out of there.
We see the Taser passed up to Alchemist there, how he just speeds away the movement speed from this Techies using Solar Crest and tasering you. You get so fast. It's a bonus 48% movement speed. And now 14,000 gold lead, looking like a pretty insurmountable lead for VP.
Ooh, BKB out from Noticed. Rolling Thunder from Malrine, trying to go a little deeper. He's got the Roar into focus fire. The Pango, Crimson Guard, tanky. Malrine survives. The Wind Ranger holds him back with the Gleipnir as well.
Some defensive ultis, but the Pango ulti was expanded and the meta was used. The bigger cooldown out of all of them there was not actually any of the ultis. It was the TB who now doesn't have that available. Actually, they want to fight into the meta. They don't even want to wait.
Just go for it.
Could be risky though.
This Taser Shard, super valuable against the TB, against the Pango.
FNG just doing what he did last game as well. Just playing his tech. He's sitting on the side lane, planting bombs. Like, he just reads where the fight is going to be and does not join that. Instead, just sits on the side lane, plants bombs, pushes the lane, and gets big map control, gets to put some mines on high grounds as well.
We're pushing!
Yeah, he's helping.
Yay!
Techie's demolitions.
And this corrosive weaponry is pretty cool still in the L. I'm still getting used to it. This new little passive with a status resistance reduction. It's super handy when you get on top of someone like a TB, that one hero that you need to disable, to kill, to disarm. And having so many stuns.
Aegis. Can't really go on Alchemist here. Very tricky.
Yeah, you're shooting at him with impetus and hurricaning him around. 30 seconds remains, and that's going to be free reign for Kiratic just to go in and blow up Hellscream. Fly back.
A bit of a eager BKB there, so not gonna have BKB after Aegis.
Oh, but now the Roar on the Doom with a focus fire. Arrow connects, and the Doom is dead with no buyback. Noticed. Still has his Crimson and his BKB, so they focus down the buildings, and the barracks have fallen. Impetus shots and the Rolling Thunder. Malorine goes into the back and then swings around to the front, looking at the noticed Beastmaster, who now BKBs up, and Squad X makes the jump. And Chandra's slain. Alchemist in again, onto the Pango to take him down.
I mean, TB doesn't have meta is the story of this. They're taking a fight without their carry, and they're super far behind. They just don't have the tools to do that. If meta is not available, I think you just leave that lane of Rax. I'm surprised they even take the fight at all. But now VP, they got that fight, and that means they can't fight for mid anymore. Now meta is coming off cooldown, but Pango is dead.
Yeah, completely free lane. Thankfully for Nemiga, bottom tier 2 is still alive. Not for long, I feel, as VP going to repurpose, head down to bottom, gather that wave, kill a Tormentor probably at some point, and just think about how they can close out this game with their 22k lead, 3-16.
Yeah.
I mean, Nemiga have had some chances, but it's not paid off for them.
They're absolutely massive on every single hero now. I mean, like you said, 3 kills only for the side of the Radiant here. They haven't been involved in a single kill with Rubik or Doom. It just feels like a despair game for them. And meanwhile, you know, the squad over on VP just doing what they do. Alchemist hitting some creeps, FNG planting bombs on the lanes, and the rest setting up to make their next maneuver here.
Their last kill was 14 minutes ago. I went through the graph and I was looking at all the green dots, and it's just Sentry Ward, Obs Ward, Sentry Ward, Obs Ward, Tower, Tower.
Oh, boy.
They killed FNG. Malorine killed FNG at like 11 minutes 40 or something like that.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
It's a while.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower
Rough
is
stuff.
under attack.
They're getting a bit of space to farm up still. And Terrorblade has himself queued up a relic, and on the courier is currently nothing. Is that just going to be a nullifier then?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's going to be the play. Nullifier is a very good item overall. Looks like Alchemist has Basher coming out. So gonna have a little bit of lockdown as well.
Yeah, queuing up 2 shards, as you do. Infinite money for the Alch. You can buy whatever he wants to.
But yeah, Nullifier, I mean, they kind of have to go for it, because there's Taser on the enemy team. There's also Windrun on the enemy team. Like, there's even the Berserk Potion, I think, is dispellable? I'm not sure. You can remove that as well. So it's very useful, and there are 4 staffs obviously, and Pavis and Solar Crest. So there's just a number of things. Both the sports having 4 staffs is already pretty big incentive too.
So what is the perfect teamfight execution for Nemiga to kind of grasp back at this game?
I am not even sure how they're gonna take this. I think the perfect fight starts with Windrunner dying immediately. That's like, they have to somehow connect on Windrunner, maybe a Rubik lift into some form of burst with like, they need Stomp, I think. Doom needs a different creep. Hurricane is not the play anymore. You need more lockdown so that you can lock down people outside of just using your Doom. If you could get a Center Stomp, they can maybe Rubik lift, Center Stomp, burst someone, and then still have Doom for a bigger target.
It's like, who do you doom? Like, Kiratic gets off his ulti, you can't really doom into the Alch. Dooming Beastmaster is whatever, because he's got Drums of Slum.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably Alchemist. Wind Ranger is the ideal target, but if you can't get her, it's probably Alchemist.
Oh, Malorine. Shackle shot into Arrow, and he's dead.
Yes,
With
buyback.
buyback this time. They Hurricane and Doom the Beastmaster, but Kiratic comes in and makes short work of Vazia. Doom dead for 50 seconds. And still a 5v4 for VP.
Yeah, and that's Doom used as well, so he died, but he also has Doom cooldown for 130 seconds now. And this is going to be the push. VP are just coming in bottom with all the damage they have. The entire university is here. Beastmaster Aura.
The College of Damage has arrived. An FNG Professor Emeritus. Right up there with his mines.
Yeah, Alchemist looking hella tanky here with the Cloak of Flames and Assault Gas. He keeps toggling off his Radiance, so he doesn't give away Radiance to the Illusion. Now toggle it back on.
Oh, clever because of the reflection.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's got Solar, Crimson, Pavis, dancing around in circles. Malorine Rolling Thunder on cooldown, and now Nemiga Smoke. Hellscream channeling Concoction, but won't see anybody to launch it at. Doom's alive now, but still rough times for the Radiant.
Not having ulti is such a big impact. Roar.
Oh, now the roar on the Doom. He's just going to die immediately. Not a chance to do a damn thing. And TB stunned up during the metamorphosis. They move back in, but Malrin's dead. Kiratik just having such a free game. 609 on this Alchemist, and SquadX the shackle shot. Beautifully placed, light of heaven, reincarnated, gets the grab, the kill, and GG called. VP. They take game 3.
Perfect shackle there towards the end, but yeah, the initiation, no hesitation, they just go in, kill the Doom, doesn't even care that he already wasted his ulti before. They know how far ahead they are. If they just bring down the numbers on the side of Nemiga, then there's gonna be no way that they can fight them. And super easy and clean final game there. There was definitely big hopes for Nemiga in the early game. I was thinking that, you know, they're in a good spot, and it all looked pretty controlled. It's really funny looking at the post-game graph as well, because overall they were in a good spot, but then that one fight happened. The Roche fight with the dream jump from Kiratik. Absolutely MVP. That one play alone was beautiful. Gets in, gets the double stun, kill the enemy, take the Roche, get the Aegis. Yeah, I mean, the fight was game deciding, single-handed.
Yeah, and maybe, you know, you rewind a little bit, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, where the Doom went on the techies, spent his Doom, and then they kind of felt forced to be in that position, and VP went tier 1 mid, up to Roche, beautiful jump from Kiratik, looked incredible. And just looking, you know, at KDAs, usually not something we look at to kind of indicate how things went, but when you have 3 kills on a team, and your Alchemist Wind Ranger of 6 and 0, you know that SquadX and Kiratik are like, yeah, we did really well this game. Like, SquadX, laning stage was okay, mid-game was okay when things broke down, laning stage was over, and then suddenly picked up. You know, that, like you said, there isn't that same onus on the Wind Ranger to be constantly aggressive. You don't need that wind in your sails permanently. You can scale. You can buy some big damage items, find a couple of pickoffs, and you're still pretty comfortable.
I think when SquadX started to really do a lot of things was when they had already sort of like won most of the game, though, to be honest. Like after that Roche fight, then he started picking off people who went alone, and he got kill after kill and did great at, you know, eliminating any possibility for Nemiga to step out and get a comeback. But ultimately the game ends at a 3-2-2 score here for
Wait, did it?
Yeah, VP. We did it. So big win for VP, of course, and they push themselves up a little bit more here on the Nemiga, using them as a sort of spring to get higher up. Nemiga, they still have one series to play after this. They still have to play Bet Boom, so that's their one shot now at avoiding tiebreakers, because right now Nemiga still looking at 2 wins only, and that's the same as Hydra and One Move, who have both played all their series.
And now VP kind of tying things up with 9 Pandas and Bet Boom, as we've got a couple of Bet Boom series. You mentioned one of them. We've also got one coming up next, Bet Boom against Walekum Ni Hao, and 9 Pandas against Team Spirit, the 3rd series of today, going to be an all-important one for sure. As we wrap up our first series, Waga, and one day remains for us to cast Eastern Europe, but we do have a second pair of casters. The wonderful Aries and Danog are going to take you through the 2nd and 3rd series today. So from Waga and I, it's goodbye. Have a good day.